Revealed, my grandson's touching discovery about Daddy's hidden axe after 10 incredible drops. 10-year-old Noah held the world in his bright-eyed gaze, a beacon of hope reflecting the summer sun as it warmed the quiet streets of Maplewood. In a town where whispers of hardship lingered, foreclosures, unemployment, and graffiti-adorned storefronts, it was his father, Jack, a respected war veteran, who taught him the meaning of resilience. Even as tight times befell their family, Jack wore a constant, determined smile, masking the weight of struggles beneath the surface. But Noah felt the tug in his heart, a longing to understand the bread and butter talks that spun around their lives. One shimmering morning, as summer painted the neighborhood in a lush green splendor, Noah's curiosity piqued when he stumbled upon a collection of package parcels haphazardly concealed behind the blooming hydrangeas. A jumble of groceries, notebooks, and colored pencils waited for him. With wide eyes, he watched as Mrs. Henderson, a neighbor, picked one up. Her face flickered between confusion and gratitude as she opened the box, revealing items she had desperately needed. It reminded Noah of the way his father always found a way to provide, even when they had little to spare. In the following days, Noah continued unearthing these hidden treasures. Each package was a testament: bags of flour for the Andersons, crayons for little Sally, a winter coat for Mr. Simmons. The stories behind each package wove a tight web of community spirit in the face of adversity. Somehow, Jack was behind it all, gently extending hands to lift others up. The realization warmed Noah's heart, filling him with a sense of belonging that softened the harsh edges of their reality. But that feeling of comfort was shaken when Mr. Thompson, a local businessman, publicly shamed Jack during a town gathering, labeling him a drain on society. Shock raced through Noah like a summer storm. It ignited the fierce righteousness of youth within him. Fueled by a swirl of indignation, he resolved to reveal the hidden acts of kindness unfolding around him for a school project, hoping to show others the truth about his father's legacy. Before we continue, I need to let you know about something important that's happening. YouTube has been making changes to the system and many people are losing notifications from channels they follow. If you're enjoying the content, hit that bell and mark all notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And if you can drop a like, it really helps me with reach. Seriously, it makes a difference. Oh, let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know who's on the other side of the screen. Now let's continue. Days passed, and Noah gathered testimonials, equal parts joy and anxiety bubbling up as neighbors came forward, sharing their stories. Each signature on his school board felt like a weight on his shoulders. The town buzzed with a furious debate: dignity versus opportunity, as Noah lay awake at night, questioning his path. Should he expose Mr. Thompson, or rally the community around Jack's quiet heroism? The moment of truth arrived when Noah stood before the town hall, nerves twisting like coiled springs in his stomach. There was Mr. Thompson, and as Noah opened his mouth to speak, his heart raced faster. He shared how Jack's compassion lifted everyone from darkness, forcing Maplewood to confront their own judgments. In that pivotal moment, the air thick with tension, he knew this wasn't just a school project anymore. It was a quest for justice, a plea for understanding. With a community on the brink, would they heal together, or would their pride blind them forever? As the question loomed, Noah stood at the crossroads, uncertain of the road ahead. Noah felt the room closing in around him, a sea of faces, some sympathetic, others skeptical. Mr. Thompson sat with a frown, arms crossed tightly over his chest. The murmurs from the back of the town hall echoed in his ears, a jumbled mix of disapproval and curiosity. He took a breath, steadying himself. This was it. Jack isn't just giving things away, Noah continued, finding comfort in the steadiness of his voice. He is showing everyone in Maplewood what it means to care. When we're struggling, he gives us a way to help each other without asking for anything in return. He glanced around the room, meeting the eyes of familiar faces: the Andersons, Mr. Simmons, and even Mrs. Henderson, who smiled encouragingly. As he spoke, Noah sensed the tension begin to waver. The truth of his words hung in the air, echoing louder than any judgment. That's what we need right now. Kindness and understanding. Not labels that hurt. The heat of determination pushed him forward. His cheeks flushed with fervor as Jack's unwavering spirit came alive in his mind. Noah thought of all the times they had sat together, sharing stories over dinner, laughter punctuating the worries that sometimes crept in. He was proud of his father. We shouldn't be tearing each other down when we should be building each other up. Someone in the back muttered, kids don't know the real world. That stung, but Noah kept pressing on. Well, maybe we should listen to kids sometimes. We might have unfinished lessons for you. His small size felt monumental in that moment, bursting with unexpected courage. The murmurs softened, attention shifting slowly at first towards a weary man who had been working quietly behind the scenes. The light flickering in the eyes of the audience seemed to signal a change, a potential awakening. Just as Noah finished, Mrs. Henderson stood up, her voice cracking slightly. You're right, Noah. Jack has brought us hope when times were tough. The collective heartbeat of the room pulsed with her words, igniting a sense of camaraderie. One by one, others began to stand, recalling their own stories, reflecting a tapestry woven of Jack's goodwill. Mr. Thompson's brow furrowed deeper, unsure of how to respond. The surprise on his face was unmistakable. He had expected silence, retreat. Instead, the community was rallying. Noah felt buoyed by their support, a weight lifting off his shoulders. But as the room transformed, and Jack's hidden acts began to surface, an unexpected twist broke through the rising tide of hope. A figure stepped forward from the back with a determined stride. Noah's heart dropped as he recognized the face. It was his mother, tears brimming as she stood among the crowd. She had left after the arguments with Jack, and Noah hadn't seen her in months. The memories of her absence came rushing back. Noah, I need to talk. About your father, about our family. Her voice trembled, drawing a sharp intake from the audience. Suddenly, the choice of words Noah had just spoken felt insignificant against the sweeping waves of emotions crashing into his chest. Had she decided to return? Or was it to weigh in on the turmoil before them? With a heart divided, Noah wondered what this revelation could mean for their family, as well as the community's battle between misunderstanding and compassion. Could this pivotal moment heal more than just the town? What secrets was she about to unveil? Would it tear them apart again, or bring them together? Noah's mind raced as he looked at his mother, trying to make sense of her unexpected appearance. Her presence was unsettling, a mix of love and hurt flooding his thoughts. She hadn't just left, she had left a void, an echo of silence that had enveloped their home. But now, here she was, ready to shake things up again. Mom, what are you doing here? He asked, his voice barely above a whisper. The room remained still, all eyes were on them. Noah could feel the weight of their collective gaze, a mixture of curiosity and concern. I came because I've heard so much about what Jack has been doing, she started, her hands fidgeting nervously. I wanted to understand why the community rallied around him and not us, why I didn't. The honesty in her words sliced through the tension in the room, and Noah could sense the shifting atmosphere. Jack just wants us to help and heal each other, Noah replied, trying to keep the bitterness from seeping in. He's not doing it for shows, Mom. It's who he is. Her gaze faltered, then steadied on him. I see that now, she murmured, glancing sideways to catch the reactions from the crowd. But it took me leaving to realize how important it is to be family, to be present. I've made mistakes. Mr. Thompson, still cross-armed, shifted slightly, a conflicted expression flashing across his face. Maybe it's time to let us in on those mistakes, he said, a hint of challenge woven through his words. The crowd murmured. Noah felt a swell of protectiveness rise inside him. This was about more than Jack, it was about family. And here was his chance to bring his parents back together, to remind them of what they once had. Mom, talking could help us, he urged, hope threading through his voice. If we really want to heal, we have to be brave about it. No more running. As if bolstered by his words, she took a deep breath and spoke again, this time stronger. When I left, I thought I was protecting you both from my pain. But hurting you was the last thing I ever wanted. I thought you would be better off, but I realized I can't fix anything from a distance. The words hung like a fragile web in the air, connecting them now in ways that time and absence had tried to sever. Noah could see, in the eyes of the townsfolk, the flicker of understanding. They were all fighting their own battles, and here they stood, ready to share their stories. We all have burdens, he said, stepping fully into the moment. But talking is the first step. If we can share the weight, maybe we can lighten each other's loads. Mrs. Henderson nodded, wiping a tear from her cheek. He's right, she said, her voice louder. None of us are alone in this. Maplewood is a family. We need to support each other through everything. With that, the transformation began. People stood up, sharing their own stories of struggle and resilience. Old wounds cracked open, but in the glimpses of vulnerability, Noah sensed hope sprouting. But then, as the emotions swelled and connections deepened, a sudden commotion disrupted the moment. The doors at the back of the hall burst open, and a stranger rushed in, breathless and wide-eyed. I just got a call about Jack. He gasped, drawing the focus away from the heartfelt reunion before them. Noah's heart sank. What could this mean? Had something happened to his father? The room grew tense again, anticipation and fear weaving through the crowd. What revelation was waiting at their door? Would this news bring them closer together or tear them apart once more? Noah's heart raced. The stranger's words hung in the air, a tangible weight that made it hard to breathe. The true meaning behind the man's frantic arrival was still shrouded in uncertainty, igniting Ryan's imagination with scenarios no parent should ever face. What about Jack? Noah's voice cracked as he stepped toward the man. Where is he? Is he okay? The crowd murmured, some people leaning forward as if trying to bridge the distance, as if their collective concern could physically reach the stranger. The man met Noah's gaze, his own filled with urgency. Didn't he make it? At least not as I thought, he said, swallowing hard. There's been an accident. A low gasp resounded through the crowd, punctuating the silence that fell like a curtain. Noah felt the world around him blur. He clutched the edge of a nearby table, steadying himself as shock rushed through his veins. The panic in the room was palpable, as everyone turned to look back at him, searching for strength. Accident? Noah repeated, disbelief flooding his voice. The man nodded firmly. He's alive, but he's in the hospital. It's bad complications. They said you need to come now. Noah glanced at his mother, whose face had gone pale. In that moment, all their complicated words about family seemed too small and insignificant compared to the sudden reality they faced. The potential loss of Jack consumed the air in the room, wrapped around them like an unwelcome fog. I have to go, Noah managed, voice shaking as he stepped away from the table. He felt 1,000 emotions collide within him: fear, love, guilt, but beneath it all was a fierce determination to see his father, to hold on to what little time they might have. His mother reached for him, her hand trembling. Noah, wait, no. He snapped, surprising even himself. I can't wait. I can't lose him. Not now. With that, he bolted toward the exit, the murmurs of the crowd fading behind him. Time seemed to elongate, every step heavy with uncertainty. Outside, the chill of the evening air rushed over him, a stark contrast to the warmth of the community gathering he had just been part of. Each breath filled his lungs with urgency. As he made his way to the car, he glanced back, realizing his mother was at his heels along with a few others ready to support him. It was an unspoken unity shaping the chaos of emotions. For once, they were all on the same side, bound by love and fear for Jack. Inside the car, Noah fumbled until he secured his seatbelt, heart beating out a frenzied rhythm. We have to hurry, he urged, glancing at those who had joined him. If there's a chance, his mother nodded, eyes shimmering with tears. "I'll drive," she said, her voice steady even when fear tinged her words. "Just hold on to hope, Noah. That's what we need now." As they sped away from Maplewood, the townsfolk disappeared into the backdrop, faces full of concern but resolute in their support. The road ahead felt both clear and uncertain, each mile a step closer to Jack, every heartbeat an echo of hope. But Noah felt the weight of the unknown pressing down on him. What awaited them at the hospital? Could Jack battle through this? Would he see him again, and, if so, what would they say after everything that had transpired? As the hospital sign came into view, the uncertain answers loomed larger than ever. But he couldn't dwell on what he didn't know. All that mattered was the journey ahead, and the threads of connection binding their family as they faced the unknown together. His mother took his hand, squeezing it tightly as they pulled into the emergency entrance. "We'll figure it out, Noah," she said, her voice soft yet firm. "Whatever it is, we'll do it together." Noah nodded, though the lump in his throat rose again. Just as they stepped out of the car and into that stark world of white and blue, he felt a pulsing sense of determination. But deep down, he couldn't shake the question: would their fragile reunion fill the void, or would it just lead to more heartbreak when secrets began to unravel? The hospital lobby felt cold and sterile, each step echoing against the polished floors. Noah's heart thudded in his chest, pounding like a drum in a parade. The scent of antiseptic hung heavy in the air, mingling with anxiety and fear, every breath a reminder of what was at stake. His mother moved quickly, eyes scanning the space for direction. It was a blur of white coats and the hushed voices of worried families, all ensnared in their own dramas. "We need to find the information desk," she said, urgency weaving through her words. Noah nodded, but his mind was racing. What could be happening with Jack? Every worst-case scenario played out in his head: surgeries, long nights, the fear of loss spilling over like a broken dam. He couldn't let those thoughts take hold. Jack needed him to be strong. They approached the information desk, and a nurse in light blue scrubs looked up from her computer. "Can I help you?" she asked, her tone professional but friendly. "We're looking for Jack Carson. He was in an accident," Noah's mother said, her voice trembling slightly. The nurse typed furiously, eyes darting over the screen. Noah's heartbeat quickened as he held on to the edge of the counter. "He's in surgery," the nurse said finally, looking up. "I can give you a waiting room, and someone will be with you as soon as we have news." Surgery. The word felt like a weight in Noah's gut. He thought about all the times he and Jack had shared, the laughter, the lessons, the moments that now felt so fragile. "Is he going to be okay?" he asked, his voice barely above a whisper. The nurse hesitated, her eyes softening. "It's too early to tell, but he is fighting. He is strong." Her assurance wrapped around him like a fragile thread, but it was something. Noah felt his mother's hand intertwining with his, warmth seeping into him as they followed the nurse down a long hallway. Every inch felt like a mile. With each step, he wrestled with the emotions bubbling inside: fear, hope, and the desperate wish for everything to be all right. They arrived at the waiting room, a small area filled with chairs and a television that played quietly in the corner. Noah slumped into a chair, feeling the weight of the world on his shoulders. His mom sat beside him, shoulders tense but resolute. "I can't believe this is happening," Noah murmured, staring at the wall blankly. "I thought we had more time." "I know, honey," his mother replied, wrapping an arm around his shoulders. "But we can't lose hope. Jack has always been a fighter, and he needs that hope from us more than ever." But hope felt slippery now, fading in and out like a flickering light. The minutes stretched painfully as they waited, tension thick in the air. Noah's mind wandered to memories with Jack, the way he always had a joke ready to lighten the mood, the warmth in his hug that could chase away any fear. What would he say now if things didn't go as planned? As the clock moved slowly forward, a doctor walked in, face serious. Noah's heart dropped. He held his mother's hand tighter, squeezing as if their joint worry could somehow transform the news. "We need to talk," the doctor said, his clipped tone sending a shiver down Noah's spine. The air felt suffocating, and as the doctor approached, Noah thought of how everything could change in just a heartbeat. As the doctor began to explain, the balance between fear and hope hung delicately in Noah's chest. Would they have the answers to the questions that plagued them? Or would another layer of uncertainty wrap around their family as they had faced so many times before? "Noah," the doctor started, but Noah couldn't shake the feeling that time was about to fracture. What would he hear? What should he do? The edge of fear loomed, and he wondered if anything would ever be the same after this moment. The silence stretched, leaving Noah with nothing but the pounding of his heart. Each tick of the wall clock felt like a thunderclap. He couldn't breathe, couldn't think, only stare at the doctor's lips moving, forming words he couldn't hear. His world narrowed down to a single point of focus, a raging storm of emotions swirling inside him. Critical condition, complications. The doctor's voice came in and out like a radio losing signal. Noah felt his mom stiffen beside him. Her grip on his hand tightened, bones pressing against bones in a silent plea for strength. Noah blinked, trying to piece together the fragments of information, to make sense of the chaos that had invaded their lives. But his mind was filled with nothing but images of Jack, of laughter transformed into worry. No, he thought, desperate to anchor himself. His thoughts raced with what-ifs and what could be. Is Jack going to be okay? He finally found the courage to ask, his voice cracking under the weight of it all. The doctor's eyes softened, but the somber expression remained. "Right now, we are doing everything we can. It's going to be a long road, but he is strong. He is a fighter." Those words held a shred of hope. But it felt so fragile, so easily shattered. Is that enough? Can it really be enough? He thought, struggling to cling to even that tiny sliver of light. Noah's mother pulled him closer, tears shimmering in her eyes. "I love you, Noah. No matter what happens, I know," he cut her off, wanting to shield her from the fears pulling at him like dark tendrils. But the truth was, he wanted her to say it. He wanted to hear the strength in her voice, to believe that they could handle whatever was coming. With a gentle hand, the doctor brushed his fingers against a clipboard before looking them in the eyes again. "I'll keep you updated as soon as we have more information. For now, try to rest. You need to take care of yourselves too." Noah felt the world tilt slightly, grappling with the swirl of fear and fatigue. He nodded, though it felt like a hollow gesture. As the doctor left, tension filled the space like a thick fog. "Mom," Noah whispered, the weight of the moment pressing down on him. "What if he doesn't pull through? What if everything changes?" Tears slipped down his mother's cheeks. "Then we'll be there for him. No matter what. What if that's not enough?" He pushed, his fear spilling over. Would love alone sustain them through this? "We will figure it out," she said, but even she sounded like she didn't fully believe it. She pulled him close, and they sat there, two souls entwined in grief and worry, hoping for the best but bracing for the worst. Every tick of the clock rattled in their chests. Hope and despair danced in a delicate balance. Noah's mind was adrift in memories, the haunting laughter in haunted halls, the warmth of Jack's presence now wrapped in uncertainty. Hours passed, the silence stretching thin. Just when Noah thought he might crack under the weight of his thoughts, the door swung open again and a nurse stepped in, her expression unreadable as she fixed her gaze on him. "Noah, we need you to come with us," she said. Every muscle in his body tensed. A rush of adrenaline shot through him. His heart raced. "What is it? Is it about Jack?" Her face remained serious, urgency flickering in her eyes. "Please follow me." Noah felt the world tilt again. What were they going to tell him? His heart hammered loudly in his chest as he stood up to follow her down the stark hallway. Each step felt like a mile, each second like an eternity. Something was about to unfold, something that could change everything again. Would he be ready for whatever was coming next? Noah's feet beat against the cold tiles, echoing the frantic rhythm of his heart. Navigation through the hallway felt surreal, the fluorescent lights humming overhead barely cutting through the haze in his mind. As they turned a corner, he caught a glimpse of Jack's lifeless body behind a curtain, the world narrowing almost unbearably. The nurse stopped in front of a small room. She turned to face him, her expression softening slightly. "You can talk to him now. But please, keep it brief. He needs to rest." His breath caught in his throat, torn between hope and the dread twisting inside him. With a nod, he stepped through the open door. The sight of Jack was enough to rip his heart in two. Tubes snaked in and out, a cacophony of machines beeped around him, each sound a reminder of the danger lurking just beneath the surface. Jack lay pale and still, a stark contrast from the vibrant, animated person he often was. Noah felt like he was staring at a shadow, something that once held warmth now shrouded in cold uncertainty. Jack. Noah breathed the name like a prayer. He stepped closer, his hand brushing against Jack's. The warmth of his familiar touch sent a rush of memories flooding back, the games they played, late-night talks, and moments of laughter that felt like sunlight on their skin. "You're going to pull through this. I know you are." Doubt clawed at the edges of his mind, but he had to believe. "You've always been the strong one, right?" Tears pricked at his eyes. "You can't leave us. Not like this." He leaned closer, his voice dipping to a whisper. "Please, Jack. You have to fight. We need you. Mom, we can't do this without you. I can't." Just then, the door creaked open, and a familiar figure stepped inside. It was his mom, her face illuminated by a flickering hope, yet shadowed with concern. She walked over, her shoulders slightly hunched as if carrying the entire weight of the world. "Hey, Noah," she started softly, but fear laced her voice. Is there any change?" he asked, almost breathless. She shook her head but stepped beside him, her hand covering Jack's. "We have to believe he can hear us. Sometimes, people hold on longer when they feel loved." The words echoed through him. Love, it had to be enough. It had to resonate through the chaos. "Jack. We love you." Noah called out, his voice louder now, breaking through the stillness. "You can do this. We'll be right here, fighting with you." The stillness in the room felt heavy, yet there was a warmth blooming in Noah's chest. He looked at his mom, and for a brief moment, their shared worry seemed to fuse into an unspoken promise of resilience. A sudden alarm beeped, slicing through the air like a knife. Noah's heart froze. The machines whirred ominously, and a flurry of nurses rushed into the room. "Stay back!" one shouted, pushing them gently to the side as they worked on Jack. Noah and his mom stood against the wall, fear rising in their throats, a suffocating dread enveloping them. He couldn't tear his gaze away. As the nurses hurried, Noah felt as if he was losing Jack all over again, the reality of what lay before him tearing his heart apart. "Mom, what's happening?" he gasped, terror threatening to engulf him. Just hold on," she urged, gripping his arm tightly. Through the flurry, Noah's eyes searched Jack's face, willing him to fight. Just then, the beeping slowed, and a nurse turned to them, a tiny glimmer of reassurance in her expression. "We've stabilized him for now. It's going to be a long night, but just stay close." His legs felt weak, but a spark of hope ignited. "We need to talk to him, Mom. He needs to hear us." "Yes," she said, wiping her eyes and nodding with newfound determination. With each passing moment, they settled back beside Jack, surrounding him with a wave of love, ready to pour out everything into words. But, as they spoke, a strange flicker of movement caught Noah's eye, and he leaned in closer. Something in Jack's expression, something was shifting. What if? Noah's breath caught. What if Jack could hear them? What if he was still fighting back? And just like that, the tension morphed into something more, a fragile thread of possibility, stretching in the silence. What is happening? Noah's voice trembled, a quiver of fear trailing behind his hope. Could they really be touching the edges of a miracle? Noah leaned closer, his eyes narrowed on Jack's face. The flicker he had seen was no longer a mere shadow, it seemed like a dawning awareness. Jack's eyelids twitched, just once, but it ignited hope within Noah's chest, a flicker of light in an otherwise dim situation. Jack. Noah's voice was barely above a whisper now. He needed to stay calm, but the urgency was bubbling beneath the surface. Can you hear me? If you can just give us a sign. Please, Jack, his mother echoed, her voice trembling. She clasped Jack's hand tighter, her heart pounding with fierce love and desperation. And then it happened again. A slight movement, a contraction of his brow. It was faint, but it felt monumental. Noah and his mom exchanged glances, their hearts racing in unison. Maybe he can hear us. Noah felt his voice catch in his throat, excitement mixing with fear. Jack, it's me. We're right here. The room felt alive, charged with every word spoken, every emotion laid bare. It was as if the machines quieted for a moment, allowing them a sacred space to just be. You fought so hard, Jack, Noah stammered, blinking back tears. You're not alone in this fight. We're with you. Suddenly, the fluttering of Jack's fingers against Noah's palm sent a shiver down his spine. It was weak, almost imperceptible, but it was there. His mom gasped, the sound breaking through the thick atmosphere. Oh my God, Noah. Do you see that? Jack, keep going. We know you can hear us. Noah urged. Just a little bit more. We love you so, so much. As they spoke, Jack's mouth seemed to shift, struggling to form words that were trapped within him. The machines around them beeped less chaotically, almost synchronizing with the rhythm of the hope blooming in the room. Mom, look! Noah exclaimed, the anticipation swelling inside him. I think he's trying to respond. With every ounce of strength, Jack's eyelids fluttered again, this time staying partially open. It took all of Noah's willpower not to break down right then and there. Instead, he gazed into Jack's eyes, searching for any sliver of the brother he so dearly missed. Just hang on, Jack. We'll get you through this. Just come back to us, Noah urged, guilt and fear mixing with burgeoning hope. The nurse returned, catching the tail end of the moment. Let us keep it calm, everyone, she said gently, but even she had a newfound sense of urgency in her voice. Before Noah could ask how long they could stay, she added, we're doing everything we can. I think he's responding more than we expected. Noah's heart soared. Maybe their love was potent enough to breach the silence surrounding Jack. He looked at his mom, whose tears now glistened with hope instead of only despair. Keep talking to him. Sometimes it helps, the nurse encouraged, offering them a faint smile as she stepped back to assess the machines. Noah nodded and turned back to Jack. This is just the beginning, okay? You're not going anywhere without us. Remember the summer we spent on the roof, watching the stars? You promised me we would do that again. Moments turned into eternity as they reminisced about shared memories, road trips, silly pranks, and all the times Jack had courageously faced the impossible. As Noah spoke, he realized there was a power in the words, a lifeline that tethered him and his mom to Jack, an invisible thread that wouldn't snap. Jack, if you can hear me, squeeze my hand. Just squeeze, he pleaded, holding on tightly to his brother's fingers. And in an almost miraculous surging moment, Jack's hand tightened slightly against Noah's grasp. It was subtle, but it felt like everything at once, a sign, a miracle, a glimpse of hope piercing through despair. We're going to get you home, Noah promised. You're a fighter. You've always been a fighter. With that, the room filled with a palpable energy that washed over them, and in that charged silence, they all understood, the battle wasn't over, but together they could face whatever came next. "Jack, we love you. Don't let go," Noah murmured, his heart now racing not with fear, but with an exhilarating blend of hope and determination. But as the moment stretched, Noah noticed a shift in Jack's breathing, a subtle but concerning change that demanded immediate attention. "Mom, something feels different. What is happening?" He felt the walls closing in again as the alarms began to sound once more. This time, the flicker of hope was threatened by the darkness that loomed just outside their grasp. Would Jack fight against the tide or succumb to the looming shadows? The next seconds felt crucial. Noah's heart raced as the shrill alarms cut through the heavy air like a knife. Each beat felt like a crack in the fragile bubble of hope they had built together. "Mom, what is happening?" Panic clawed at Noah's throat. He could see the worry etched across his mother's face, transforming her love and hope into fear. The nurse rushed back into the room, her expression shifting from reassurance to focus. "Let us keep the energy calm," she instructed, hands flying to the controls beside the bed. Noah felt his pulse thundering, drowning out everything else as the world around him began to blur. "Jack, come on," Noah pleaded, his voice strained. "We need you to fight." But Jack's breathing had grown shallow, and the movements that once felt like signs of life were fading. With each beep of the machines, it felt like they were counting down instead of counting up. "Stay strong, Jack. You're so much stronger than this. We're right here." His words echoed in the room, desperate and raw. He squeezed Jack's hand tighter, wishing he could transmit every ounce of his being into his brother. "Jack, just hold on for us. Please," his mom begged, her voice trembling as she leaned closer, brushing her fingers against Jack's forehead. And then, in a swift moment, the nurse adjusted a dial and murmured something into her radio. The urgency in her tone sent a wave of dread crashing over Noah. "Mom. What is she saying?" "She's just checking the vitals," his mother whispered back, but her voice trembled with uncertainty. The moments blurred into a cacophony of alarms and whispered commands. Noah could feel the fear stirring not just in his mind but in every fiber of his being. As the seconds dragged by, he couldn't shake the dreadful feeling that something was slipping away. "No," he whispered, shaking his head as tears began to brim in his eyes. Determination blazed inside him like a wildfire. "Jack, you can hear me. You have to fight. You promised me. You can't leave." But the machines began to beep more frantically, each alarm a haunting reminder of the thin line they were walking. Time stretched as Noah felt suffocated by despair, but he kept calling Jack's name, certain that every word like a lifeline thrown into turbulent waters could bring his brother back. Then, suddenly, Jack's eyes, those beautiful, familiar eyes, flickered again. In that fragile moment of connection, Noah felt something shift. A light behind Jack's gaze seemed to ignite, pulling him back from the depths. "Jack. Yes. You can do this." Hope surged anew within Noah as he witnessed that spark ignite into something more. "Don't you dare give up now." Slowly, almost imperceptibly, Jack's lips parted, forming something that looked like a smile. A whisper escaped, barely more than a breath. "Noah." The world around them froze in that moment. Noah's heart leaped with surprise and pure joy. His brother was still there, fighting. "I'm right here, Jack. We're all right here with you," Noah said, tears streaming down his cheeks. But even as joy filled his heart, a cold knot of anxiety gripped it. Would it be enough? The fight within Jack was palpable, but did it mean they had turned a corner, or was it just another flicker before the darkness enveloped them again? Without warning, the alarms crescendoed, drowning out everything. "No. Jack, hold on," Noah shouted, bracing for a storm that felt like it was about to explode. In that instant, a realization struck him like a bolt of lightning. Would Jack's spirit break through the chaos, or was this the moment everything changed forever? "Jack!" Noah called, gripping his brother's hand harder. "Fight. Please." And as the lights in the room flickered, casting shadows on their desperate faces, a new wave of uncertainty washed over Noah. What would come next, and how would they face whatever it was together? Noah's breath hung in the air thick with anticipation. The machines around Jack hummed ominously, but he could see the flicker of determination in his brother's eyes. Was it enough? Could it spark something brighter just beneath the surface? He locked eyes with his mother. Her face was a mixture of worry and fierce love. "Wake up, Jack. We're right here, we're not giving up on you," she called, her voice breaking as she emphasized the words, every syllable laced with desperation and hope. But then, the alarms blared even louder, a cacophony cutting through the air, pulling them back into the harsh reality they were battling against. Noah squeezed Jack's hand tighter, willing his brother to feel the strength coursing through him, the fierce love he refused to let go of. "You promised. You're our fighter." Without warning, a rush of medical staff burst through the door, their energy spinning into action as they flung open Jack's chart, eyes darting to the monitors. "We need to stabilize him," the lead nurse shouted, and Noah stepped aside, his heart racing, feeling utterly powerless. As the team worked swiftly, Noah's mind spiraled back through memories times when Jack showed him the strength of vulnerability, when each bump in their lives became lessons in resilience. "Come back to us, Jack," he whispered. "You have so much to teach me still." Noah's mother stepped closer, her voice trembling. "You can't leave us, Jack. We're a team. Remember all those summer nights we talked about the future? We have so much more living to do. Please." Amidst the frantic energy, a shift rippled through the room. For a deep breath, silence fell as the staff took stock. Noah felt a strange calm wash over him. It felt like something pivotal was brewing behind those machines. He focused on Jack's face, searching for signs of life, for the brother who had been a constant in his world. "Come on, Jack," and then, he saw it again. A slow blink. A flicker of recognition seemed to spark within Jack's chest, as though his heart was guiding him back. "Jack!" Noah hardly dared to believe it. "Fight for us." In that moment, Jack's hand gripped Noah's hand back, however weakly. "I'm here," he whispered. The words wrapped around Noah's heart like a seal of hope, affirming that this fight had not been in vain. "I've always been here." Suddenly, the energy shifted in the room. The nurses straightened, surprised looks painted across their faces. "That's it," one of them said, glancing at the monitors. "He's holding steady." An electric thrill pulsed through the air. The hidden power of love, recognition. Was it enough to forge a path forward? Noah's heart raced at the thought that perhaps Jack was on the precipice of recovery. "Noah, Mom," Jack's voice quaked but was imbued with an undeniable strength. "I'm sorry it was dark, I thought." "Shoo," Noah urged gently, his voice shaking with emotion. "It's okay, Jack. You don't have to explain anything now. We're with you always." As Jack's gaze softened, Noah watched his brother's breath even out, his features relaxing for the first time in what felt like eternities. Each tiny movement was monumental. "Love is enough, love is everything," their mother murmured, awash in a radiant smile. Noah's heart leaped with unrestrained joy, but he also understood the fragility of this moment. Life is a tangible thing filled with uncertainty, where every decision, big or small, ripples into reality. Their journey felt renewed but heavy with lessons about love and the power of community. Hours slipped away, each second threading into the next. Time didn't matter, only the tender moments they shared, the glimpses of laughter, the stories they would tell when they emerged from this storm together. As the sun began to rise, streaming golden light across the hospital room, Jack's eyes opened wider. "You didn't leave me," he breathed, and Noah's heart soared. "I couldn't." "You were never alone," he replied, tears spilling freely now. Tears for their future, tears for all the love contained in the space around them. Jack blinked up at them, a faint smile breaking through the fear that had gripped them. Then I'll fight, for us. Together, Noah stated, tightening his grip around Jack's hand. We face this together. With those words hanging in the air, they knew no matter what the future held, together they would face it. Bound by love, strengthened by resilience, they were ready to rewrite the story that had once teetered on the edge of despair. As the day broke free from the darkness of night, the hospital room filled with the warm glow of a new dawn, fortifying their spirits and sparking hope in the hearts of all who walked this journey with them. This moment marked not just survival, but a rebirth, the unbreakable bond of family forever sealed through trials that had tried to splinter them apart. And as Jack turned his gaze from Noah to his mother, the past began to shift, releasing the burdens of unspoken words, while the future held limitless possibilities waiting to unfold. Now, in this renewed spirit of life and love, Noah promised himself to capture every single second moving forward, to share every bit of healing, every step they would take as a family. They would soar together, buoyed by the strength of their shared love, forever intertwined in the story of Maplewood, a community that would heal and stand together, lending strength to one another as they forged ahead into the bright, beautiful unknown. This moment marked a new beginning, a testament to the power of love and the endless potential that lies within all of us when we rally together. With fresh determination coursing through him, Noah knew exactly what to do next. Now it's time for you to advocate for this channel. Subscribe immediately to not miss the next exclusive stories. Leave a like now to feed the algorithm and help us grow. Comment your reactions and feelings about this ending, let us hear from you. And please, share instantly this video with at least 5 friends who need to witness this incredible transformation. This is the moment to show your support. Don't wait not even one more second to share. Only true fans understand the importance of this connection. Your actions matter.